Hello, teacher, and continues with chapter 9 and ends as the finale. Like,
Chapter 9. Don't Give Up the Fight. In September 1980, Bob Marley and the Wailers were in New York and ready for the band's biggest US tour ever. One morning,
in September 1918, the Bob Marley and the Wailers were in New York and ready for the band's biggest US tour ever.
Bob went out for a run in New York's Central Park with a friend.
One morning, Bob went out for a run in New York Central Park with their friends.
During the run, he fell in sudden pain.
During the run, he fell in sudden pain.
He was shaking all over.
He was shaking his
friends
all over.
took him to the hospital, but once more,
His friend took him to the
there was
hospital.
terrible news.
But once more than terrible news. The doctor had not been able to kill the cancer. Now it has moved around Bob's body. The doctor say they can do nothing to help him. It's their option. Bob had around 3 months to live.
The doctors had not been able to kill the cancer. Now it had moved around Bob's body. The doctors said that they could do nothing to help him. In their opinion, Bob had around 3 months to live. But Bob had a strong body and a strong personality.
But Bob has a strong body and a strong personality.
He decided to fight the illness and continue the tour.
He decided to fight the illness and continue the tour.
The next show was in the city of Pittsburgh.
The next show was in the city of Pittsburgh.
However, when Bob joined the band for the sound check
then Bob joined the band of the sound check before the concert.
Something was clearly wrong.
Something was clearly wrong.
They played just one song.
They played just one song.
Again and again, for over 2 hours.
For over 2 hours.
It was a song that had a new meaning for Bob now.
It was a song that had a new meaning for Bob now.
I'm hurting inside.
I'm hurting inside.
The band played the Pittsburgh gig on September the 23rd, 1980.
The band played the Pittsburgh gig in September 2013, 1918.
It was a great show.
It was a great show.
But the people in the band could see that Bob was not feeling well.
But the people in the band could see that Bob was not feeling well.
At the end of the gig, the crowd shouted for more.
The crowd shouted for more.
The Wailers were worried.
We were worried.
Was Bob strong enough?
Was Bob strong enough?
But Bob came out and played 4 more songs.
But Bob came out playing 4 more songs.
Then, when the crowd shouted again,
the crowd shouted again.
He went out on stage once more.
He went out stage once
Nobody
more.
knew it. But
nobody knew
this was Bob's goodbye to playing live.
But this was Bob's goodbye to playing live.
The Pittsburgh gig was his last time on stage.
The Pittsburgh gig was his last time on stage.
Bob spent his last months in and out of hospitals as doctors fought to save him.
But Bob saved his last months. He had out of hospital the doctor from to save him.
He lost his famous dreadlocks and began to cover his head with a hat at all times.
He lost his famous dreadlocks and began to cover his head with a hat at all times.
Finally, the American doctors decided that they could do no more to help.
Finally, the American doctor decided that they could do no more to help.
But Bob was still trying to fight the cancer.
But Bob was still trying to find the cancer.
He flew to a special hospital in the south of Germany.
He went to a special hospital in the south of Germany.
And lived there for 8 months.
And lived was 8 months.
His German nurse remembers him as patient and friendly.
The German nurse remembered he was spotting on
She called
Frankie.
him Bobby.
She called him Buddy.
In the winter,
In the winter,
Bobby
Buddy,
walked through the snow to reach the hospital every day.
walking through the snow the rage from the hospital every day.
He felt a long way from sunny Jamaica.
He felt a long way from sunny Jamaica.
On Bob's 36th birthday,
On Bob's 1360th
family and
birthday,
friends flew to Germany to be with him.
family and friends fleeing to Germany to be with him.
Bob was still holding on to his hopes. He had sent a message to his fans saying, "I'll be all right."
Bob was still holding on to his hopes. He had sent a message to his fans saying, "I'll be alright."
However, Bob's illness was getting worse, and finally, all hope was gone.
However, Bob's illness was getting worse and finally all hope was gone.
In May 1981, he flew to Miami.
In May 1981, they flew to Miami. He had hoped to head back to Jamaica,
He had hoped
but it was not
to get
possible.
back to Jamaica, but it was not possible. Rita brought his children to see him in the hospital there.
Rita brought the children to sing in the hospital
He
room.
spoke to his children and told them goodbye.
He spoke to the children and told them goodbye.
To Rita, he said,
To Rita he said,
"I'll be with you always."
said goodbye. He spoke to his children and told them goodbye.
Then, on May the 11th, 1981, Bob Marley died.
He said, "I'll be with you always." On May 2000, May 1000, 1981, Bob Marley died.
The news was met with terrible sadness all over Jamaica.
The news made with the terribly silent all over Jamaica.
His body lay in the Ethiopian church in Kingston.
His body lay in the Ethiopian church in Kingston.
Thousands of people came to say goodbye. On the day
Thousands of people came to say
of his
goodbye.
funeral, the whole country stopped.
On the day of his funeral, the whole country stopped.
During the funeral,
During the funeral,
Rita and his daughter, Siddy,
Rita and his daughter
read from the
Siddy
Bible.
read from the Bible.
His two sons,
His two sons,
Ziggy and Stephen,
Ziggy and
danced on the
Stephen,
stage.
danced on the stage.
People all around the world watched the funeral on television.
People around the world watching the funeral television.
Bob Marley's body was taken back to St. Anne.
But Marley's body was taken back to the
On the
center.
way, thousands of people stood in the streets, wearing the black, green
Thousands of people stood in the street wearing this
and
black,
gold colours of Jamaica, or the red, gold,
green, and global colors of Jamaica of the
and
red,
green of the Rastas.
gold, and green, the Rastas.
At last, his body was brought to the village of 9 Mile.
At the last, his body was thrown in his village on 9 miles.
Bob Marley was back home.
Bob Marley was back home.
At times in his early years,
At time the early
Bob
years,
Marley was very poor.
Bob Marley was very poor.
But when he died, he had
But
around
when he
$8
died,
million.
he would earn the $8 million.
But it was not the money that was important to Bob.
But it was not the money that supported Bob.
A reporter once asked him if he was rich.
A reporter Hans asked Wood if he was rich.
Bob answered that he was rich in the love of the people around him.
Bob answered that he was rich into the love on the people around him.
There was one more new Bob Marley and the Wailers album for his
There was more Niels Bob Marley on the Wallace Bob's last time to the
fans.
studio. Confrontation had been recorded during Bob's last time to the studio. However, his
Confrontation
fans
had been recorded during Bob's last times in a studio. The album came out in 1983.
The album came out on the 1983.
A year later,
A year
Island
later,
Records brought out Legend,
Island Records turned
a
out
collection of Bob Marley
a
and the
collection
Wailers'
of
best
Bob Marley
songs.
and the Malus best songs.
Today, Bob's music lives on around the world. His music is still hugely popular, and every year new fans are introduced to it. To many people, reggae music is Bob Marley.
Today, Bob music lives around the world. His music is still popular and very years and new fans introduction to it. To many people, reggae music is Bob Marley.
Reggae fans can also listen to the music of his children.
Reggae fans can also listen to the music of the children.
Many of Bob's children have become musicians.
Reggaeton fans can many people have become
Bob's
musicians.
oldest son, Ziggy, formed the band The Melody Makers with Stephen, Sedella and Sharon when they were still children. The band made several albums before Ziggy started to record alone. In 2012, Ziggy recorded a live album. On it, he sang two of his father's most famous songs, Is This Love and War. Damian Marley, Cindy Breakspear's son, is a musician too. Like his father, he is also a Rastafarian.
Bob oldest son Sega formed the band of the Melody Market with Stephen Sad and Sharon when they were still children. The band made several albums before Sega started to record alone. In the 20,000, Sega recorded a live album into the his sound two of the father's most famous songs, Ain't Love and War. Damian Marley Cindy Breakspear sound is a musical tune. Like his father, he also Rastafari.
Bob's children have recorded music together, and they sometimes get together to play gigs.
The children have recorded musical together and something get together to play gigs.
On September the 23rd,
in September the 23rd,
2010, some of his children and his wife, Rita,
some of the children and his wife
played a concert of his songs in Pittsburgh. The Live Forever concert was 30 years after his last gig there. Bob's daughter, Sedella, now runs his recording studio. Tough Gong International is one of the largest recording studios in the Caribbean and supports young Jamaican musicians. Tough Gong Pictures is also a film production company. Their film about Bob's life, Marley, was an international success. The film came out in 2012, the same year that Jamaica celebrated 50 years of independence. Above all, Bob Marley is remembered for the message in his song.
Is remembered that is such.
This went further than his Rastafarian beliefs about Africa
Bob Marley
and the
remembered
future
for
of
the mention of the sounds. It was video done in Rastafarian belief about the African the future of black people. It was mentioned for everyone to stay or find for the right. It was mentioned of together for the all people of the world.
It was a message for everyone to stand up and fight for their rights. It was a message of togetherness for all the people of the world.
Okay, thank you, teacher, for listening to me, and thank you so much for thank you, and um, good night, good afternoon, or good morning, and thank you for listening and read with me. Thank you and goodbye.